Hi everyone, it's Sarah at Cornish Papercraft. I just wanted to bring to you today a very quick wedding invite using one stamp, 2 die cuts, some ribbon and an embossing folder. As you can see by the ones in front of me, I've done Cadbury Purple, I've done Lilac, and I've done a mix of Pretty Peacock and Bermuda Bay, which was the old Celebration ribbon, just trying to use some up. So I've already had a couple of interruptions with this one, so I've done most of the cutting already. So the base card is 8 inches by 5 3/4, scored down the middle at 4. I'm going to be using Highland Heather as my coloured layer, which is the next one. This is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. And like I say, I have done the embossing already, which was using the Country Floral embossing folder, which is a 3D dynamic one. This one just here, if you can see it. And this layer measures 5 1/2 by 3 6/8. So I just wanted you to see the detail on this one here. It is, like I say, it's 3D, so it is very prominent. If I turn it over, you can see how deeply it's gone into the piece of card. And this is just standard card, the same as the pieces that we're using to make the card. So that one's there. And just so you can see, this is the embossing folder here. Obviously, if I was going to show you this one on using my Big Shot, you would put your card up to this black straight line here. It just means A, you get it straight, and B, there's no missing off of your image. As you can see, it's double-sided as well. There we go. And you can buy this one, I think, for about £9 in the current catalogue. So like I say, I have done my stamping as well, and I used the Wonderful Moments stamp, and I use the bride down here. I'm yet to use the other images, but the bride has been quite popular with me, as well as with the last video. So I have stamped her onto standard white cardstock. She is a photopolymer stamp. There we go, so you can just see it on just one of our blocks. So you can see exactly where you're stamping when you put it down onto a piece of card. And just to die cut them out, I've used 2 dies from the X-Cut range, which you can buy off the internet or in most craft stores. And just so they nest in with each other, and they'll give you a little scalloped edge just round it. So I use this one to cut this image out, and then I've used the Scarlet one to colour the dark layer out. The ink I've used is just standard Memento Tuxedo Black. Again, you can get it online or in any craft stores or via Stampin' Up. So just to sort of put everything together, like I say, because I was already halfway through, I use sort of tape runner glue. Again, this is by the Do Craft Stick It range. Any craft store or again online, you can buy them. So I'm just going to pop that one down. And like I say, when you're lining it up, obviously just make sure your scallop edge is straight all the way around. So that's that bit. And then for the embossing folder, just take it gently when you're putting the adhesive just around the edges, because you are bound to sort of flatten some of it. But I still think it's beautiful. And then when you obviously, again, when you're sticking this piece down, make sure you've got enough so it just goes around the edge and just shows a little bit of colour as you're going. So the next bit, I need to bring in some ribbon. I hold my ribbon in quite a nice little holder. This was done by Linda Parker, who was Papercraft with Crafty. And like I say, it's just quite a nifty little ribbon holder, as you can see. So for my ribbon, I don't tend to tie bows because I don't do them very well. So I'm just going to basically put down a layer, as you can see. Let me just turn that on right the way. So it will go across as in a belly band. So just eyeball where you want it, and then I literally put a little bit of glue on the back edge just so it sticks down. So that is your starting point, and then just make sure as you go across it's just nice and straight. And then again, some glue on the other side, and then just fold it over. That transforms, I think, the card completely just from the start. So for the next bit, you can obviously pop your bride down. We'll do some colouring in a second with her. There we go. So I'm just going to grab a couple of blending pens. I'm going to be using, oops, I don't know if you can see that very well, Light Crumb Cake for her hair, and I'm going to be using the Dark Highland Heather for her bouquet and for just the trimming on her dress. So I'm just going to colour that one in really quickly. And the good thing with blends is you don't get any lines like you do with traditional colouring pens. It all sort of just morphs into one, which makes it obviously a lot quicker when you're doing videos or if you've got a lot to do in one go. So I'm just going to do the sides of her ribbon and just her bouquet, which I'm just going to colour in en masse like that. There we go. So I am going to go ahead and I'm just going to stick this one down very quickly, and then we're going to do the bow, because I think that could take me a couple of attempts. So just make sure you've got enough edging just on all four sides. Like I say, with some glues you can reposition it. Same with you using wet glue, it's a little bit forgivable, just so it allows you to line everything up. There we go. So for the bow, I'm probably going to cut about this much off again. I don't think it's going to be long enough. No, it's not. Let me just cut another piece off so it's nice and long. Move that one out of the way. I sort of tie my bows. I learned off of Pinterest how to tie bows quickly and that look really nice. And that was to just get your two ends together and then cross them over, as you can see. It doesn't look very neat when you're doing it this way. And then just tuck one of them underneath. So it is a bit fiddly on that part. Let me just try and get that one through. It's because I'm using quite wide ribbon, whereas on beforehand I was using nice and thin ribbon. In fact, what I'm going to do is show you with some ribbon that's just a little bit thinner, just so you can see how I'm trying to demonstrate it. So I'm just going to use this ribbon here. So this is just some thin ribbon. It, like I say, it isn't the right colour, but this is just to show you how I do the bows. So 2 strips, just like that. Fold them over and then tuck it under. And then you just need to do your straightening out a little bit. So depending on how big you want your bow tails or how big you want the bow in general, and then just tighten it up. There we go. And then all I tend to do is just pop mine on top. Like I say, this is the wrong colour, but it was just for quick and easy simplicity for the video. I will obviously show a finished picture of the bow when I've done it in a second off camera, because it will work the second I shut this thing down. So do come and find me on Facebook and you'll see the finished image. Thank you. Bye bye.